GA's Productions. Let's start this thing.
Hello there. Are we on? I think I might have actually done it right. Oh, hang on. Maybe not entirely. There we go. All right, let's get some other music on. Still gotta work that one out. Okay. Or have I broke other things? Might have broke other things. All right, I got that track sent to me late last night, and well, yeah, it was late last night actually, and I don't think I've worked on it as much as I should have done in terms of getting it ready. There we go. I think that's right. Yeah. Aussie, hello there. How you doing? Okay. We're kind of there, aren't we? We're kind of there. All right, so you know the deal. We do fleet climb, get out the way. It's a bit of a warm up for me, and then yeah, we get on to fleet. Not fleet. The GAC. In the meantime, I'm trying to set up a prediction for you guys. Here we go. Let's rerun it. I say, will I get 5 mil or more in the credit ice? We've done it before. You find overall, life been a bit of a struggle. Swog has been doing fantastic. At least it's one part going well, I guess. I know for myself, I kind of lean on that at times. Here we go. Hopefully things pick up for you. Oh yeah, people love it. I'm gonna say people love it, but I'm a sucker for at least trying to play the streamer role. Alright, where am I? I'm not doing well apparently in GAC. Hey, 330 speed's decent for Seven Sister. I actually think I might have below 190 on here. Oh, I think I'm working on 7's mods right now. Sure, it was something like 317 or something. I have actually got to fulfill a promise to fish and get my cup to 269 speed. Oh yeah, we're going to say that's fantastic at 2.2 mil. Honestly, it's a sign you're doing good with your mods. I mean, probably around that GP level for mid when I was way back when. I think that would have been like for Revan or something. I might have just plumped that kind of speed on a tune. So yeah, you're doing great. You know, even if your Inquisitors are still your first team, it's like, yeah, you're doing grand. On my main, I did, yeah. I thought I will go along with the meme. Yeah, and I would say it seems like you're on a good path there as well. So you've got your first 330, you've got some decent speeds as well. So the only way is up. Exactly, innit? It was popular. Ooh. I mean, I've got the ult, but who did I lose there? Dagger? Was it Dagger? No, Fury class. Okay. Yeah, that one surprised me. They've certainly made a mint in the last couple of days. I mean, I'll say a mint. Relative to normal business, a mint. Perhaps to CG's revenue, you know, just a little bump. Yeah, and again, if they offered it for a $5, I would be inclined to go for it. You know what I mean? I'm not against meme things like that in terms of I mean, Clovis Chewy actually is pretty decent with JMK, so I wouldn't be against it. You know, I don't know that much about the Dutch school system, quite safe to say, but yeah, one of the few things I do remember is we had a news report over here, and it was reporting how the Dutch were the highest for teaching foreign languages, and for whatever reason that's always stuck with me, because whenever I see like footballers come from Holland, I always just notice straight away how brilliant their English is. I do think, just looking from afar, it does seem like there's a lot good going on there. Even if, like I say, it's a bit intense. Yeah, I mean, this isn't tilting me, but it is frightening me. It's like, come on, can we win this battle, please? Oh, please say I've got a reinforcement. I don't want to be... Have I used all my reinforcements? Wow. So we draw, don't we? Surely we don't win this. Unless we just happen to get enough hits on the Mark 6, but even then we gotta get it down when it's got 10 stacks. Yeah, I'm gonna say I try and do what people always tell me, press auto when Scimitar's in, and I'm losing. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw any misplays on my side. I didn't think I did anything. Oh, hang on. Now, if I went in against Rose, I wouldn't be surprised if Ralix played a part. Just for the fact that this guy is, or has been, a Kraken. I say, I don't know if he's still keeping up, but there was a point when he was, like, bending like crazy. I didn't notice, to be honest. I was just playing it like I normally play it. Alright, let's find out what this was. Oh, full milk. Drafts, hello there. How you doing? You've won, T-Max. I'm going to say, at least someone's benefiting off my poor fortune. I'm doing the right drafts, how are you? Am I the only one, by the way, who's hoarding this like crazy now? I mean, I wasn't really spending it before anyway, but now we know what they want us to do with it. It's like, yeah, I'm not touching it. Especially with those crons they've announced. They seem really good. Well, I'm saying that and I'm thinking, can I actually benefit at all on here? I mean, okay, yeah, the new ones don't require Ralix, so I should be able to benefit regardless, but let me just have a look. What is actually on the list again? Let's go all the way down to the bottom. So, Boba Fett, Sign of Django, I can kind of benefit from that. I've got Dad Bob, but I haven't built up Fennec yet. That's something on my to-do list. I haven't got Afra. I've got Hera, but I haven't got Kanan and Ezra built up well, so it's like a meh one. And Zelbar, I've only got Gear 12, so I suppose Crimson can skip this set. But still an incentive to hoard the currency, because then if there is a good set after, I can go for that. They only require gear 5. Yeah, Sidious Chron is back. That's the big TLDR. Yeah, it's the same one as before. Other than that, there wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, Dooku's got a pretty interesting one. It's something along the lines of... I remember now. Something like he gains 200% crit damage, and he's also got Disarm as a debuff on himself. It was pretty cool sounding. Here we go. Best looking rather than guessing. Here we go. So it's Rebel Fighters, Separatists, Sith, and... wasn't Empire. Bad Batch, that was it. Bad Batch. Yeah, Gear 5 was low, but I do remember it. That's fun. I haven't started applying Kairos yet, so good to know that that is awaiting me. So yeah, Doors seemed okay. Sion, meh. Trench, a bit meh. Mons looks great. I think, is that what she had in the very first set the Rebel Fighters were in? Or the Rebels were in? Either way, 25% to hit again whenever whenever Mon Mothma uses a basic. That's brilliant. Sith Assassin meh. Wrecker meh. This is the Dooku one. 200% crit chance and damage when he is inflicted with a debuff. Whenever Septisala uses special on a turn, Dooku assists and dispels all buffs on a target enemy. At the end of his turn, Dooku is inflicted with disarm until the start of his next turn. Whenever Dooku takes damage during his turn, the weakest enemy is dealt 200% of that damage, which can't defeat them. So it really does seem like you hit him, he'll counter and hurt you. Or if you hit him, he'll just hurt you. Grievous has got an assist Chron. Bodhi's got one that I wouldn't say it's OP. Luthen's got something to at least buff him a bit. It's nothing crazy, but it's one of those damage reduction things. There's the Sidious one again. Newt. Again, it's just very meh. If you got new Bad Batch, that seems alright. You're okay. Yeah, okay. Talons looks alright. Watts damage reflection is not bad. Hoggle. That could be alright, just giving the Geos some oomph. I think Batches was good. Palpatine's was alright. Cassian was a bit bland. Hex, I don't think you'd need it. And the Omegas were kind of meh. Yeah, they've recycled a few already. Like Dr. Aphra's had a level 9 twice. That's just one off the top of my head. They haven't done any like I wouldn't say they've done any of the brutal ones before, like the one I'm dreading they ever decide to bring back is Lord Vader's. Especially with him now having more better tunes to work with potentially. Yeah, the level 9s do tend to get recycled in terms of same words, different tune. Apo's kit, it looks like it's the first step in getting there with Lord Vader. I mean, I'm more concerned about his bespoke Chron, to be honest, because that really could give them an early advantage, because if you wail on Apo, essentially, you go and get a 6th member on your Lord Vader team for a short while, at least while the rest of the clones are releasing. That is pretty scary. Oh, I didn't see your message, sorry, drafts. I'm assuming you're talking about Bastille Shan Fallen? I wouldn't go with... Oh, yeah, Red Robot, I'm assuming you're talking HK-47. You want Malik in there, definitely. The OG Sith Empire team was Darth Revan, Bastila Shan Fallen, HK-47, either Sith Marauder or Sith Empire Trooper, and then Malik. You don't have to have HK. You could do Sith Empire Trooper and Sith Marauder. The one you don't want is Sith Assassin. And honestly, that's just because Sith Assassin can't gain turn meter if you've got Malik. Also, HK-47, if you have him in your team with Zetas, or one of the Zetas, it does prevent Imperial troopers beating Darth Revan. Actually, I'll come back a bit there. Not prevents, but it makes it harder. Essentially, there's something in HK Zeta where if an enemy has protection up, they can't gain bonus turn meter, which is the entire thing with troopers. So you can't really... You have to kill HK first if you're going to use troopers, and that's not always the most straightforward thing. Yeah, Sith Empire Trooper's solid, and you need him at Ralk 7 for Leviathan. Yeah, I'm curious what Dapod Boba can do. It's obviously intended to be a duo Kron, you know, Dapod and Fennec, so I'm curious what together they can do. I haven't got Zalbar's army, so I'm not really too bothered about it, but I'm curious how it gets on for the people, you know, who've got it. Aphra, yeah, I think Aphra is very much 100% now against Jabba, so anyone putting Jabba on defense when that Kron's active is mental. At least if they got Aphra. And yeah, Hera's... I think Hera will do something. You know, you can't ignore the instant defeat immunity for Kanan, but still, it's like... Yeah, we gotta see what it can do and what it can't do. Yeah, just to be clear, Osprey, if I made that it prevents him, I'm not saying it does, I meant it can annoy him, you know what I mean? It's like if you want to slow him down, you put HK in, but it won't stop him if the player knows what they're doing. All it takes is like one idiot like me to accidentally hit a range trooper special, and suddenly it's like, oh yeah, we've now got a problem. I'll see you feel bad for having to go already, but your work needs you. No worries, man. Thanks for stopping by. Don't say, hope work goes alright. Aphra on defense intrigued me. I did think about that, because if she can't be defeated while there are allies, was it? I can't remember the clause. There was some... Oh no, she can't be targeted. That was it. So yeah, I just think that was interesting, because usually CLS is the hard counter to Aphra. So if you put Aphra on defense with the Kron, you could go for the droids, but she can revive them. So yeah, I was intrigued by that. Owie. Apo will actually be one of the first marquees you're going for needed for the new raid. Legendary Mace get a data Kron, get some bonuses by getting him up, lifting a GL, and Era event. I've never seen CG give this much incentive to get something. Rushing Bale and GL Ahsoka, they gave no incentive. Alright, there's a fair bit to process there. I would agree, they're definitely trying to make people understand the importance of Apo, and the rest of them, to be fair. I mean, I'm not changing my farming strategy as far as rushing, because it's like, I don't see the point, you know? It's the whole idea of panic farming, so I'm not falling for the trap, but I definitely agree, if you do try and get them, you know, via a little bit of light whaling or whatever, then yeah, you go and get something good out of it. Yeah, I was hoping that the new raid would be Peridia, but oh well. The Vampire Trooper is just defense. Ideally, you want it as slow as you can as well. The slower he is, the longer he'll taunt potentially. The only downside is if he's like got buff immunity and then it takes forever to get him a turn to taunt again. Usually if that's the case though, you got bigger problems because probably they can buff immune your Malik or something. Mum's okay. I don't say she just gave me a wave because she's just been doing something. But yeah, and so we had a mare this morning. I try to remember to shut my living room door because we have 2 pets and it's obviously a good thing to just make sure you know where they are at night when you're asleep. I forgot last night and my dog obviously decided I can't hold my in and she made a mess in the living room. So that was not pleasant for me to wake up to this morning. Hands on knees and all that. She's down here right now and I can't say I'm in a good mood with her. She will be forgiven, but it's one of those where I think, could you not have barked? Goes back to the old classic line, they don't know. But if you were to say like what one of my phobias are, it's probably, you know, cleaning up messes like that. I've got over it obviously because I take her for a walk and everything, but even now I'm like, I have to do that. I think I've spoken about my granddad before, right? And we looked after him when he was unwell before he passed away. And that was like something I never thought I'd have to do, like helping him like go to the toilet and all that. I'll tell you what, right? If you have got family and they're in good health, just make sure you snapshot it in your mind a little bit, because I know for myself, I don't think I ever really truly appreciated them when they were like staying mind, saying they're good health, all that. You look back a little and you think, I wish I'd had a bit more of a memory like that. That might be that thing of always remembering the bad more than the good. Oh, hang on. Alright, I've just seen auto mod popping up. I have heard about it this morning. I mean, I won't get into the politics of it, but I did hear it just in the sense that I heard what it was impacting the UK for before, and I was like, I think the one that was mentioned over here was the whiskey business. Like, for instance, the Scots would be affected. I'm not sure that America would be that fussed by it. I mean, maybe Americans in the chat could contradict me, but if, say, there was less imported Scotch whiskey, would it be that big of a bummer? I would imagine you prefer American whiskey, but maybe I'm making a very bad assumption. Yeah, I didn't want to get into the politics of it, but I was more amused at the thought of, like, I remember I was on, I think, oh, not what on, but I was watching, I think, Wolfie or someone, and they were all talking about whiskey, and I was like, oh no, it was Scribe. It was Scribe. And I just couldn't really get my head around it because it's not my kind of drink. The only thing I drink is Jack Daniels, which, by comparison to what they were talking about, felt very mild, especially when I have like the honey one, which is sweet. So it's like, yeah, I can't say it was something that I've ever really thought too much about with what like the good brands are, if you like. Yeah, I said before, I had someone make a comment on YouTube saying that I was getting too political and they unsubscribed, and I'm like, okay, I didn't mean to do it that day. It was around the time of the UK election, so I think there was a kind of vibe of what are you doing? But yeah, apparently whoever it was, they held it against me. I'm like, okay. I'm paying for it now. I was going to say, heard about, what's his name, Jeff Bezos. Apparently he's looking to buy TikTok. And so it makes me think, if that's the case, are TikTok and Twitch going to merge? I mean, I wouldn't even say that, Drafts, if you're talking about me in terms of, like, that news, just for the simple fact, if I saw right, there was one for the EU and one for the UK, so it wasn't really a... It isn't something that really I would pick up a European vibe on, if you like. I can certainly understand why it's hot news for you, though. I mean, every time I've heard any news from there, it's like Canada gets mentioned quite often. Let's go here. Good timing as well. We've just... Oh, hang on. Alright, let me fix that. I mean... But let me just put some context into things, right? That... I'm 33 next month. And I'd voted one way from the age of voting. And I wouldn't say I've regretted it since actually getting my way this time. But it's certainly not been helpful to me. Now, on the flip side, I'm also aware that it doesn't feel like we've got clowns running the asylum. It just feels like we've got a bunch of idiots. That's how it feels. Maybe I'm being harsh, but it feels that way at times. So it's where I'm very... If we talk about like the global scale, it's where I'm quite happy not to talk about it because it feels like we're all in a mess. There isn't someone who understands things anywhere. We're all kind of suffering. Exactly, we live in interesting times. I didn't know how to say that, so I can't say that word concisely. DS Lite, is that the, like, Nintendo DS? You know, at one point I was looking at the Steam Deck. I thought maybe that would be something that could appeal to me. For whatever reason, Nintendo's never drawn my eye like that. Feels quite harsh on Nintendo because they're obviously such a great gaming company, but I think it's just the catalogue of games have never drawn me in. Even though they've obviously got some classics. Yeah, I heard about the Switch too. Probably the one Nintendo console that kind of caught my eye but I never got was the Wii. You know, there's that bit of me thinking, oh, I kind of like the idea of having, you know, something with the handles that I can do things with, but Yeah, I think that was about as far as it got. Intrigued me. Yeah, I've heard Breath of the Wild getting brought up in conversations like that. Now, you see, I think that might be where I get affected a little bit, because I've never been a Pokemon person. Like, I did give it a go, but like even last year when Pokemon Pocket came out on iOS, Android, whatever, it never caught my eye. I'm like, no, I'm fine. And I think that might be where there is that pull with Nintendo for people, because it's something that they've always been on, you know. I mean, fair enough, but I think there is a valid reason behind that. You know, I think Pokemon's always had that sort of synergy with Nintendo. I think we're okay here, aren't we? Yeah. I was trying to remember what that other game was, though, that is synonymous with Nintendo. Fable? I think it's Fable. Is that the one? Oh, Mario is one, and yeah, but I was just thinking, like, Fable's... Isn't that the guy who was, like, a compulsive liar? Like, every time there was a new game out, always Xbox that, right. All I remember is the guy was a compulsive liar, and whenever he was announcing a new game in the series, he'd say, oh, it'll do X, Y, Z, and it barely did X. Yeah, I think that's his name, Peter Molyneux or something, yeah. I've only heard little tidbits about it, but whenever I hear it, I'm like, he sounds absolutely mad. Yeah. It's like with No Man's Sky, that got a hell of a rap when it launched, and obviously it didn't do all the things they said. Yeah, at least they got that back on track. Whereas I don't think Fable's ever done that. You know, it's always been good still, but I don't think they've ever come back around and fulfilled these promises that they were making. By the way, nice UI change that they put, like the quests up top right. Just that little acknowledgement that, yeah, it was annoying. I appreciate that, CG. Ooh, 1500, we high rolled. Alright, let's cash this in. We got 5 now. I say, channel points lost this time. Alright, so where am I here? We're 9th, jeez. Well, in the meantime, I don't know. I don't know how many you spent on it. Just to answer your question, Drafts, the more relics on a pile, the better. So there's no like definitive answer, but you tend to want them equal or faster than your opponent's equivalent unit. Hey up, Gab, how you doing? Can we just mute this dude? Nope. There we go, that'll do the job. Can we steal out? Yep, we can. Cool. Do we think Liverpool will hang on to it for the EPL win? I think if they don't win, it would be the capitulation of the century. Let's put it like that. I mean, I would be intrigued to see Arsenal come from nowhere to win it, and that's as a Stoke fan who has no love lost for Arsenal. But yeah, I think it would take a minor miracle. I think the question is, will Nottingham Forest hang in the top 4? I mean, after the win the other night, you suspect they've got a good shout at it. I mean, let's have a look. I haven't seen the table since the last match day. Yeah, 57 points, 6 points clear of City in 5th. Sorry, in 4th. 7 clear of Newcastle. 8 clear of Chelsea. I think it would take a minor miracle for... Well, sorry, well, not a minor miracle, but... Again, that would be a capitulation in itself if Forest didn't finish in at least the top 5. Like, you'd have to be really dropping points left, right, and centre. That's an interesting perspective. I mean, it reminds me of like was it last year or the year before? I think no, it was last year because of Ange, and the idea that Tottenham fans were happy to lose to Man City just because it meant that Arsenal wouldn't be able to win the title, kind of thing. And I'm like, I can't say I'm on board with that. It's like, I'm a Stoke fan, so we don't have like these big massive rivalries, but our local rival is Port Vale, and I know if we were in the same division, which I hope to God we're not, because the actual match would be horrendous. I look and I think I wouldn't want Stoke to lose to prevent Vale to not do something. Do you know what I mean? I'd want to win. But yeah, I found that such an odd thing last year when Spurs fans were cheering a loss. I'm like, all right, you guys do you. Yeah, I think with Hooks, there was a benefit to taking him to Rallick 6 just because he would then be fast enough to go. I think it was the idea if you were taking on the original Executor lineup, it'd go a bit quicker. But since Punishing One's come in, that's kind of gone to hell anyway. Hey, nice one, T-Max. At least Hera's only a Rallick 5. You know, if she was a Rallick 7 one, it'd be more of a grind. So R5, at least you got lucky there. Well, maybe not lucky, but you know, you haven't got to do the 7 that the other marquees needed. Maybe that's just me. I don't tend to go that way. I mean, it's like Lords of the Darts. I message him about the football a fair bit, and it's like, you know, Bolton have got my former manager now, Stephen Schumacher, and it's not the nicest of feelings, I'll be honest, because every time they're winning, it's like, why did we sack him? Even at the time, I didn't know why we sacked him, but more so when you see that, it's like, But yeah, it's weird because it's not that you want him to do badly, and I don't want Bolton to do badly either, but there is that feeling of, why are you doing so well? But yeah, it's a weird feeling, isn't it? I know what you mean, Gav. I know what you mean. The banter side of things, isn't it? Are you talking about squad rotation there? I mean, in general, changing coaches. It's just the way it is over here. I mean, I don't agree with it for the most part, but at times there are it is necessary. I mean, I've just mentioned us getting rid of Steven Schumacher back in September, I think it was. We sacked him. Maybe. Oh no, it might have been start of October even. And we instantly replaced him with this guy called Narcis Palach, who by all accounts, you know, he seemed a nice guy. But you play a month or two football under him, and straight away you get this vibe of something's not right here. So you have to weigh up, is it worth sacking another manager, try and find someone who can actually get it right? You know, my argument was that Schumacher shouldn't have been sacked originally, but once you've gotten to a position where you've made the wrong decision after making a wrong decision, you kind of have to go again rather than just bury your heads and hope it gets better. That's one of my biggest gripes with managerial changes, when it seems like it's not been thought out. Like, a bit like how I think you're trying to describe there. Essentially, someone comes in with a style of play that's totally contrary to the previous coach. It's like, at the start of a season, I get it. You want to try and change your identity. But mid-season, you've got to stick with what the previous coach had started with. Otherwise, it's just going to be very difficult for the players to respond to it. Usually, anyway. I'm with you there, Gav. As much as I'm intrigued by what it might bring about, I was not asking for it. You know, I think it was good where they left it. Maybe the final season was a bit underwhelming compared to the ones before it, but I didn't think it was bad by any stretch. You know, I like watching it. You know, and I think it wasn't a good place to leave it. So I don't really know what they're thinking to do, because you don't really want to... How do I phrase it? You don't want to disrupt that ending too much, but equally, if you're going to bring it back, you've got to disrupt it enough to have justification for having another season. It's very odd. Oh, just a little side note, I would love to see Brett Goldstein more. I haven't seen him since Ted Lasso. I feel, about the post-credits scene in Thor: Love and Thunder. I'd like to see a bit more of him. Seems a very talented person. Just had a reminder, I was working on a thumbnail earlier that I've just kind of left hanging. Not the biggest thing, but it's like, okay, we're not doing that apparently. Or at least not right now. I think the zombie bros are the more important. I mean, I know if it was like Crimson, for instance, hasn't got Afro and hasn't built the zombies. He just finished Sana. On that note, I've started Soul Finish. That's my mentality with this game. It's like, if you're going to start something, you gotta see it through. It's rough though, because probably the zombie bros are the more important thing right now for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta go rob a bank. I think that's the mentality. You're damaging me, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. Have you taken a turn yet? Yeah, okay. Alright, let's try and get rid of you. There we go. I know I'd like to get Aphra on my free-to-plays plan. I mean, if anything, I just love BT1. I think that droid is just such a heavy hitter. It's so fun when you get that attack off. But it's finding the time for it. I've said to myself here, I want to get the Jabba so that I can start doing Smuggler's Run 2. And I'm also trying to keep up with the Raid Rex as they're coming out. So yeah, it's not straightforward. Yeah, I've watched YouTube videos where they do like audio over the comics. I don't know if they've done any more of those videos because I was really enjoying what I was watching, listening to. So I really hope they can do something with Aphra in live action, because I know you've got to cast an actor to play him then, but I honestly think it's a character worth bringing to live action for the simple fact I think when people can see her and, you know, see the droids, I think they will really like it. I think when you haven't guys, it's kind of hard to grasp it. Hit with the resub, 40 months now. And say people have had smaller life sentences. How are we doing, man? I can't do something, bear with me. There we go. That'll do. Honestly, it was, I turned the audio off for it by accident. There we go. It's going alright, Kit. I might as well just show you this, just for... I know you don't play the game now, but still, I'm like... Hopefully you'll appreciate it. I think Osprey put the number out there earlier, how many we've got in the game now. $46,571 there are now. I mean, when else are you going to get that for a $5? And I actually did use it in Rote yesterday, so it's like... Oh, that was at the sales? Right. Okay. We got a Darkside clone, just in case you want to keep up, Kit. Apo. Getting a whole bunch of them coming up to form a new Lord Vader squad. Hey up, on rat. We've got a raid party of 20. How y'all doing, folks? Gonna say, just waiting between my Fleet Arena battles here, and yeah, this is what my main account's working on. Feels weird because the only thing I'm not working on right now is Lord Vader, by the looks of it. I find that one very funny. Like, we're going to be getting a disguised clone trooper. It's like we couldn't even pick a named one. It's like, yeah, just go for the disguised from Lego Star Wars and a deleted scene from Revenge of the Sith. No worries, Gav. Go and enjoy. Well, I say go and enjoy. Go and enjoy the grind as much as you can. Catch you around later. Good Thirsty Thursday. I'm going to say, how are you doing, Ray Rock? I couldn't help but try and do the voice that Ranger. I had to remember Ranger's name then. I was just like searching through an entire file of facts of Twitch streamers in my head. General Kenobi to your Phalophobia, how you doing? Oh, hey up, what's MJ got for us?
To all our new guests from across the timelines, I welcome you to the Hellfire Gala.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played Rivals for a bit now.
Welcome one and all to Krakoa. This living island may be a sovereign mutant nation, but tonight, our home is yours. Honored guests, I propose a toast to Krakoa. Here
So, Emma Frost.
are no rivals. Man and mutant
Ultron.
To me, my X-Men! This is a fight for our survival!
Yeah, that makes sense.
Try to stay alive just long enough to see my way as the age of Ultron begins.
Yeah, fair enough. Here we go. Yeah, I know Blade was teased. Oh, I'm a little surprised. I just thought it'd be more the reverse. You know, if you're thinking about the characters, I thought Emma would be more the strategist and Ultron the tank. Bane, thank you for the follow. Hello there. But yeah, it's not like I've gone off the game or anything. It's just, I think there was a point when I felt like I was having to play it. You know, I say having to play it like in my own time. Like, all right, I've got five minutes spare. I'm going to go on to get there and just try and, you know, I don't know. I don't even know what I was trying to do, rank up, arguably. And I just kind of got fed up of it. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to play it when I feel like playing it. Like, I might have a quick go see what Ultron and Frost are like. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I do grind games. You know, I do try to play as well as I can or as well as I'm capable of. I say that because I'm sure there's a little tittering when you think about how I play Swaggo. But yeah, I think a lot of the time frustration takes over. A bit like, alright, I'm not actually good at this. Let's do that. I think it's why I enjoy single player games, because you can't really suck at single player games. Or at least if you do, you can get better at it. I mean, they could always come back to it in terms of vampire stuff. I found it odd, really, that the Fantastic Four were sort of grouped together with vampire stuff. I mean, I'm not that big on the comic lore, but I wouldn't have really thought they were the biggest connection to Dracula. I just thought Dracula was more of an Avengers level threat. I'm sure I've heard him say that like could be another 4-character season for Rivals, so it could be that Blade comes in the second half. Hey, no worries, Gavster, no worries. There we go. I mean, I feel like Shaw I think of because of Snap, how they had Shaw as the lead of the Hellfire season, but I honestly don't know. We've got an interesting one on my free-to-play. That I think they've scored about 1,800 there. Free-to-play, sorry, my main account's looking okay so far. In fact, we can just about start. I was going to say, we haven't had the hell. Oh, I was late. I didn't realize that I was late. I was just thinking, wasn't the Hellfire Gala what they did in X-Men 97? Or was it like a version of it, if not straight up that? Yeah, it definitely sounded like that. Okay, I guess they were talking about the other one. Alright, let's get into GAC. Makes you wonder why they kept going. That seems to be the concept, yeah, Ada. I guess Ultron's just knocking about, you know, he's like a... He just pops out behind the bushes and says, right, it's my turn, I'm going to cause trouble. You've all been distracted by all these other things, so I'm going to take advantage. That tends to be what bad guys do. Alright, let's have a crack at this name. Gromnebay Bosch. I gave it a go. Alright, 12.2 on my side, 12.6 theirs. Zeta's 314, 339, so they've got a lead there. We're ahead on GA Omicron's 43 to 31. They've got all the GL, so Bulma. Rallick's 250 to 227, so that can be spun as a positive, but it could also mean that I've rallied things that I don't need. You know, like I've got a Rallick 3 Luke Skywalker, Fanboy Luke Skywalker, when really I don't need it. R5's 202 to 208, again, that kind of feeds into that thought, maybe. Let's see, R9's 12 to 26, wow, that's a jump. 8's 13 to 22, I've got a lead on the 7s, which makes sense in that sense. I've got more 5s as well. Okay, a few interesting things there. Beads, 25s, I'm ahead 100 to 78, but then I'm behind on the 20s and way behind on the 15s. Okay, anything of note? They've got an R9 Star Killer. No Zeta or Omicron on Dash. No Omi on Rex. Yeah, nothing too out there though. Grief being 339 is a little wild considering Bosk isn't on this list. I don't know Balin well enough to know if he needs 349 speed. As a tank, I'm inclined to think maybe that is a bit overkill. I'd say the rest makes sense though. Yeah, I know that they did something to actually make Rivals have a canon, you know, or at least like to be a part of the canon, like it's part of the larger multiverse. I haven't like kept up completely on the lore of it all, but I did hear that. I haven't actually got the costume. I do need to go and watch a stream somewhere. Alright, let's see what they hit here. Okay, one attempt on my Queen Amidala. So Great Mothers, Gas, and Ray on it. Yeah, and just checking no hits down south. Oh, okay, it's like a free costume in-game. Okay, kind of cool. Okay, so we're facing... Let me just actually pull this up to check. Here we go. North Wall... Glat wasn't on there originally. JMK was. Great Mothers were. Ray was. So the Gungans have moved. Ah, okay, that makes a bit of sense. Down south, Jabba, Balin, Lord Vader, Queen Amidala. So that's all as we predicted. A little bit awkward though, isn't it? I mean, the lap pretty much demands a hard counter. I mean, in my books, Ezra's better with Ahsoka. If you've got the two, you go with Ahsoka. I heard something about Venom having a silly emote. Yeah, that was a twerk. I didn't keep like complete track of it, but I figured okay. Okay, so I'm just looking at all this and I'm thinking, maybe I need to rethink what we're doing a bit here. Yeah, I saw Zareth put a video out about it. The thing is, I don't feel confident in my other options. I haven't got Leia on offense. The BAM team, if I'm right, didn't have a great win rate either, even though that's still on defense. So yeah, the only, as far as I remember, C. Bane had a bad win rate, like really bad. So yeah, I think Slacker's my only choice when it comes to Glatt. So I'm thinking I might need to move around this group here. Like, I really don't want to do Raver against Queenie again. But what I'm thinking is maybe we can do... just position this right. Pencil in Wampa there. Then Adrad that. Yeah, JML Lord Vader was the original plan. I may have to stick with it. I really don't want to do Raver there, but I think the win rate was bad for Raver against Balin. So I think we do Bane versus Balin. Maybe we do D there? I'm not feeling 100% comfortable with that. I'm especially not feeling comfortable with that. But I suppose we could then move Raver there. And then I've got JMK free. So maybe JMK could do that. Which then means C's consigned to bench duty. Alright, let's give it a crack. I don't know if this is good or not, but I feel like I say that a lot. Well, we're going to find out. They have got the good stuff, but I'm hoping we can get through it. The Relic 7 Bush, though, a little bit chunkier than some of the ones I've faced. Where's HK? We have HK's Crom. Gives us a bit of damage immunity. Plus armor pen. I mean, armor pen on BT1, he should be cutting through them like butter. Hot knife and butter. Let's give it a go. Alright, bring a droid. Here they go. Okay, burn, baby, burn. Oh, okay. That was a unfortunate cleanse. Alright, we're going to do that in the hope that we can get Bush out. Okay. Damage immunity kicked in at the right time. Again, we're going burn, baby, burn. Unfortunately, BT sort of... We got to rip a roof for a minute. And just hope that Afra can bring him back. Two thermals. I need to revisit the Kron a second. Okay, so that's the one we want. We want fear if we can. Nope. Alright, we got rid of the blind at least. Don't mind using that first. Alright, good to know. Like I say, I don't have things like that memorized. Okay. We're obviously in a bit of danger with the health situation. Oh, you can fear that. Well, that looked like fear to me anyway. Yeah, let's just keep them cooled down. Alright, 69. I'm assuming then they didn't have it when I got the fear out. Because I'm pretty sure I saw fear. Alright, I'm hoping this is just a one shot, like literally one hit and we're done. Close. I'll take that as a start. Alright, Sash, you've done your job. Right, suck 'em. $64. Okay, JML time. Yeah, it's hard to go back to a time when I wasn't using Bane for things like that. Such a great flexi tool. Alright, Calcron. feel like I need a playbook for this. Like, it's been a while since I've taken down Lord Vader with JML. They've got 2 meters to start. They haven't got grit or anything. Obviously, the Piet level 9's annoying. Something tells me killing Piet first could be difficult, especially with that. Yeah, I think more makes sense. Fracture concerns me a little bit, but go on. Hopefully we can keep Thrawn under some form of control. Hey up, Phil. We've just done 2 battles, so you're pretty early still. Let's swap that. Go on, we'll do that. Armor Shred, why not? Can't really target to a want yet. Stunny we can. Well, you said first or last, Aranya, so I'm going to go first. Oh, okay. So we can ignore Taunt here, so pass that to Cal. Give that to Master Luke so he dispels the buff immunity. Maul gone. Basic and kill. And let's just start healing. Okay, that blows. Yeah, well, Mark, even though we can't do much with it, can we? Yeah, we can get rid of debuff, so let's do that. And let's just pass that to Hoda. We've got 3 minutes. Try and get as many of these banners back as we can. Yeah, pass that back to Hoda. The art of the stall. Can't say I mastered that. Let's just do that so that the cooldowns are increased. I think that's it. 65, cool. That is pretty concerning, but saying that, have I read the kit right for Apo where you don't have to do it unless you're not using a GL? So it's like a conditional thing, isn't it? Like, take a GL in, you don't have to deal with Lord Vader first. If you try and do Bo-Katan, you've got to deal with Lord Vader before Apo. That's how I read it. So that isn't the worst thing. It's basically just saying treat it with respect. Right, so we've got the short ult. Yeah. Hopefully you gathered I knew that. Alright, let's do that. Let's just pass that over there. Right now, it's not helping that everyone's stealthed. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're all stealthed if I can just target one of them, I guess. Alright, let's do that. Definitely file that under. Went well. Alright, we get a nice stun in on Padawan. Won't get the insta-kill, but that's still a nice bit of damage. And Qui-Gon's going to be annoying, so I'm just going to go for Yoda for a minute. Also, when do we think we're going to get Grandmaster Yoda? Or should I say Grandmaster Yoda at this point? Like, they've set a precedent, haven't they, with Jedi Master Mace Windu? Maybe they'll just call it Yoda. That would be the simple thing, wouldn't it? Rather than overcomplicating it, just go, introduce a new galactic legend, Yoda. I mean, again, I watched Arnold's video last night when he was breaking down the previews, if you like, for the new clones. And I know he was taking the mickey out of like a K plus Yoda, but I was thinking, I do agree with what he said about like giving Yoda unique or Grandmaster Yoda unique. Like, it's weird that they haven't done that by now. It wouldn't be like the toughest thing to implement. Force Ghost Yoda, Lightning Strike attack. That'd be a good call out to. I'm not imagining it, am I? That was call out. Oh no, you're thinking The Last Jedi. Ah, I forgot about that for a second. I was thinking of Lego Star Wars, because he was pretty busted in that, wasn't he? He was like the final unlock in Lego Star Wars. Yeah, I'm getting my games mixed up. Well, games and films there. Alright, we got Trench, we got Iden, we got DTMG. Okay. Let's go back up north. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to do Wampa, like I said, but I think we've got other worries right now. We've got 8 minutes until nav break. Let's see what crons we've got available. %57 armor pen, 12% offense. Lower offense. Just a little less armor pen, but more crit damage. Considering we have advantage, that feels like it's worth it. Like, we are still buffing those numbers up a bit. And Darkside Ray is obviously doing the main heavy lifting with offense, I assume. Alright, so game plan is poke Ezra, then hope we can just keep him quiet. Great plan. Alright, so Stormtrooper got fractured. . I did that purely because looking at the turn meter, Era goes next. So it's like... As much as I want Ezra gone, I'm thinking, can we whittle the sides out along the way? Plus it gives us turn meter. Alright, we're good. Kind of annoying that we're still fractured, though. I mean, surely that should have dispelled by now. I don't know how it works, just to be 100% transparent, but you would have thought it would have dispelled. I've got no idea. Again, I saw the same stats as Zareth showed, and I was kind of confused about it. At least based on my own interactions, but saying that, Kybot 1's a different beast. If those were Kybot 1 stats, maybe there's a Chron in play there that's doing something. You know, stats-wise. Yeah, I'll take a 63. Oh, I've miscalculated somewhere. Yeah, I don't know why I've miscalculated. Our actual score is 563, yet this thing's got us at 566. And I'm sure I got a 69 on my opener. Got 64 on Bane. I remember stalling for 65 there on JML Lord Vader. And JMK was 65 for certain. And I've only just put in 63 here, so I put my banners in right. I couldn't say for certain the Veil. I mean, I doubt it. I think if they had, people would have mentioned it by now, but maybe it's just like a miscalculation somewhere on this site I'm using. I don't know. I don't want to presume that, because Bit's usually spot on with what he does. I'll just dock 2 off Aphra for now. Just so that I've got the correct score on my screen. Oh, it wasn't 2, it was 3. Come on, I'll do the calculations. 66 plus... Hang on, let me scratch that. 69 technically, because that's what I've got. 64, 65, 65, and 63. 326. That was worth 240. Yeah, 566. That's weird. I have to have a look at the playback, make sure I didn't misquote any of my banners. Like maybe I got 63 on JMK and didn't realise. But I could have sworn I got 65 there. But even a 63, that's 2 banners, not 3. Just a bit odd, that, isn't it? Okay. Ad starts in a minute. I'm just going to snooze that, just in case I don't wrap up in time. Alright, so let's land that. Let's take what we can here. Put some healing immunity on the board. And hopefully we can get JMK this time. Okay, might as well go for Padders, considering she's offered herself up. I feel like I need to remind myself how that death mark applies. I would have thought it would have gone down. Okay, we lose Grand. Lose 8th. This is not nice. Alright, we got Death Mark at last. JMK's playing like a Terminator right now, though. Alright, Raver versus 2. Not promising. Alright, guess who's back? Come on, you little git. Let me get it. Oh. Come on, it's 2v1 anyway, and you have a freaking dodge in the way as well. Alright. Do that. Okay. Isn't a one-shot, but at least we got it down to just JMK. Alright, 40 banners. And now 4 banners behind, compared to where I should be. Right, this is a little concern. It does feel like it's not keeping up with it. Alright, Ufus. I'm going to line the Ufus up, but I'm not going to start the battle. I would like to just go and get a drink. Yeah, I think that's a wise call, T-Max. I assume you mean see how the banners went at the start. There we go. Right. So yeah, I'm just going to get a drink. And ads should start in about 1 minute on Twitch, so alright. Might as well keep you all informed. engage. Alright, we're back. I don't know if anyone has been keeping track of what's gone on. All I know is that was a clean win. Yeah, 64. Let's just skim forward. I'm sure I stalled here to try and get max banish. Yeah, 65 there. And I'm pretty sure I got 65 here. Yeah, 65. So it has been calculated incorrectly. Not nice feeling being scammed, CG. Please, sort it out. If I lose by, as it stands, 4 banners, I'm going to be really irritated. Alright. Oh. I don't really want to do this, do I? Not only is my Fulcrum weaker, but a Fulcrum versus Fulcrum match could get very awkward. Maybe we sub in Starkiller? How much was the Ahsoka fight? I wrote down 63. Yeah, I haven't got the Balin yet. I would like Balin. I've got all the tunes ready for him, but I just need him to turn up. Yeah, let's go for this. No, you're completely right to assume. It's the catch-22. When you want these characters, they don't turn up. It does seem it. This guy done our attack and get good banners at this rate. Alright, that's damage immune. We've got a lot of stacks here. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's kind of why I avoided it. I thought I don't really want to get into that tit for tat shenanigans. Alright, there's the ult. It just seemed very, very messy. Not the Lionel kind. Let's do that. Malicos ties all this together, so we don't want him going down easily. Yeet and delete. Alright, we'll take 61. And it's just Malgus. Again, I saw the win rates earlier, and it seems good when you've got like a group like this, but you throw in, was it Zombie and Marin? Yeah, please don't throw Zombie and Marin in against me, please. I don't want to deal with that headache. I'm just going to say you're cruel if you do it. Sarcasm. Right, I've got nothing very specific to Darkside here, so I'm thinking maybe we just go for a health cron. Yeah, I think that's fine. We aren't going to be using Mon Mothma most likely. I was going to say, whenever you're ready. I'll take a turn whenever you're ready. Oh, come on. Dodges like that do get me. I'm like, really? This battle's uphill anyway, let alone having a random dodge thrown in. Gotta be one of the least fun mechanics in these games. That's a good call if we need it. I trust my free-to-play doing that more than this account, to be fair. I've only got an R5 Dark Trooper here. Get what I mean? It could just be that difference between chewing through and not chewing through. Right, buff immunity on Merrin is nice, although, as I say it goes. Yeah, I've been suffering them. Honestly, I didn't know that it was a common thing. I thought it might just be me. I was going to say, if Meathead wanted Luke, I could send him my VOD. Yeah, I mean, if it isn't a bug, it's certainly... Well, I don't know what else you call it. It's got to be a bug. My banners aren't what I've earned. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's way off, but it is off. Like I say, about 3-4 banners, I'm out. I mean, I've been keeping track of my score. And I should be on 664. I'll tell you obviously what it should be after this. This should be a 65, shouldn't it? Yeah, 65. And I should be on 969. Okay. Somehow I've gone ahead. Hey. I don't know if it's actually fixed itself, because, again, I'm using BitDance's website, that does my calculations. And it's saying I'm on 972, but I'm actually now on 973, so I'm actually a banner ahead of what I should be, and we have been putting these in correctly as we've been going along. I've updated that just now to get back to the 69 I did get. Those 4 are definitely correct. 65 we just saw I got. And pretty sure we got 63 there. We got 61 for Sia Malicos. That one's maybe a bit funky as far as how it's counting it, because I did do shot. I did Raver to begin with and got everyone down but JMK, and then second attempt we did it with... Can't remember what I threw at it. I threw something at it to clean up JMK. Mole, thank you. So yeah, I don't know if that's why the miscalculations come along. The fact that we had a 4 banners from the first attempt and then 40 from the second. Maybe that's something to do with it. All I know is it's got very murky. I've got no idea what my banners are. Alright, let's send the Gungans in here. They should be fine with this. Like, their entire kit screams, we do not like separatists. Oh, okay. I saw the damage immunity and I thought, is there a Kron in play? Like an effect? I didn't realise they had damage immunity with separatists. Also, one of the most beautiful sights I've seen in a long time is watching a full health and protection General Grievous get one shot by Tarthal's sorry, Bombardier's AoE. Ooh, okay. I would like Trench down. At least, okay. I would have liked him down while he was marked, but he's not a problem anymore. He's gone to a place where he can't hurt us. I could have probably full autoed this, but something about taking this battle on I like. Go on, we'll just send that over there. Come on, let him take a turn. It's fine. Alright, 65 there. Okay, and let's do C, we'll do Armourer, and we'll do GBA. Actually, I don't want that one. Let's go for that. Oh, that hasn't got health. Ugh. I don't really want Armourer going too quick. So I think I've got to bail out on that. Maybe go for that. Alright, Linky Dink 1. And Linky Dink 2. You want to know something? I actually forgot that I got what available. I'm not used to using him with Trench on my free-to-play. I forgot that I probably got him here. Hello, Icy. How you doing? But yeah, for real, I could have put Watt in here. It might have made this a bit safer. I think we'll still be alright in terms of we've got the counters in and all that. It's not even the counters, it's the crit immunity, isn't it? Alright, might as well get the two that are out in the open. See if we can land a shock on Scout when he's out, or when she's out. I always remember they made a point about it being a female Scout Trooper. Like, okay, cool. Hey up, Kader, how you doing? That was rude. Right, 1v1. $61. Probably would have been better doing something else, but that just felt appropriate. You rolled your opponent this GACs, decided to put Darth Bane solo on defense. I was just going to say, how the hell's he managed that? I mean, last I saw you couldn't do it. Yeah, I was going to say, you can't put a 2 on defense. Unless you're talking about, like, he's put, like, a bunch of gear 1s with him. I mean, feel free to share a screenshot, but that just seems odd. I was just going to say, I'll take some daisies, please. Okay. Yeah, I was planning on using Wampa, but I thought this is just safer. Guarantees 65 versus potential loss if Wampa wasn't up for it. See, that's what I'm getting at, you know. Darth Aaron Van Zalbaron. Thanks for the follow. Hello there. And I apologise for the lack of Wampa. Honestly, my Wampa game on this account does need some work. We only have a Relic 3, so yeah, he's lacking a little bit. or she? I haven't seen gender. Although, I've got to be fair. Let me just bring this up. This is something that keeps popping up in my guild server whenever Wampa gets discussed. That should be enough to initiate the idea that it's a she. Apparently. I have got no idea. It's something that whenever Wampa comes up, it gets brought up. I'm like, okay, cool. Hang on, let me just back this up a minute. Yeah, we're fine. We can do a full levy fleet. Well, like this, right? When I go onto my Just Chatting screen, I have this up here saying, keep calm, blame Kadoink. We always call Kadoink Wampa for that reason. Big Wampa stan. Arc 7 punishing 1. Yeah, it's a fair one. This is the thing, right? I have a habit of saying B1 and calling B1E. So, my pronoun game is not always on point. Although, when I do it with R2-D2, I always think that the logic behind it is that Kenny Baker was he. So. Or at least that Scout Trooper is. I do seem to remember they made a point of it when the kits were being revealed. Let's do that. I don't like this, it feels inefficient, but... Can I pass that over there? Alright. Houndstooth. Let's drop that. The sign you've never been to Weatherspoons for an evening. Let's get rid of that. I think we're okay here, it's just a little bit messy. That stops Bulba coming in and doing something. I was a little early with that ability. I forgot we weren't at 50% health. Still, we're okay. Because Sith Assassin can get Houndstooth and it's not going to deal damage to me. Whereas Razorcrest can ignore taunt and can hit whoever it wants, obviously. For decent damage, so... Case of which one's the worst evil. Not like Houndstooth's causing us a problem. Just wish I could get that banner back for Sith Assassin, but just too late. $74. Alright, we've got 2 minutes until an ad break. I'm going to push to try and get this 5 fight done in time. Considering how this round's gone, I'm just going to play it safe, bring in the backup reinforcements. We should only need the Fire Bomber though. Alright, let's just do a basic. Ooh, okay. They gave it a go. Oh, I will admit, just seeing Outrider like that, it did. I couldn't help but chuckle at that. It's like, Family Guy when they did Star Wars, and you could see like the ATST sort of doing the Peter Griffin sort of kind of joke. Makes you wonder if they're doing a ship update though for something like this to happen. I mean, obviously not imminently. We've got all this with the current era, but maybe it's something that's in the pipeline. They're doing some early work on it. Maybe I'm just coping because I really want some ship updates. Alright, that should be our ult. They're not perfect. Empty banners. We can claw a few back here. All too easy. Alright, fly by. You gotta love it, haven't you? I honestly don't know, Romeo. I think it's a bug at the moment, but whether it's PC related or just something in general, I couldn't say. I've only really noticed it just during these last 3 battles. I mean, when I did my fleet climb earlier, I didn't notice it, although I think I did remember someone saying about the ships being tilted. But I thought they were talking about, like, they'd tilted. Like, you know... I don't know. But yeah. Building to 1800 this season. It's a bit of a goal for me, but... honestly, I couldn't tell you if that's right or wrong. The scoring's been so weird this round. I'd like to think we got it. Very odd. Alright. Ad break in progress. Good time to switch accounts. I've shown this off before, right? Let me make the window a bit bigger. There we go. I've shown off these voice effects before, and I'm like, I would like to try and get these on command, like on my little deck here, just so that I can actually pull them up when I want. I was working on it, and I just fell backwards on it. So, I don't know if you can hear it now. But you should be able to hear it now, I think. And then, if I were to switch this from pilot to, let's say...
I mean, I've got no idea what this sounds like, because if I have it on, then it's going to sound really funny in my ears. But I should be sounding like someone who used to be in charge of the free world. Or at least a bit like it anyway.
I don't know. I keep saying to myself, I'm going to have to play around with them. Just find moments where I can use them. Alright, let's bring this over here. Who are we facing? Kilumnata. Right, Kilumnata of Starlight Hope. I'm 11.2 here, they're 11.8. 284 Zetas, 261. Omicron's 37 to 30. GL's 6 to 8. They are missing Glath. Ralix 183 to 248. Alright, that's a bit of a gap. Then let's see, I've got less 9s, less 8s, only marginally less 7s. They've got more 5s. Yeah, so we're not winning any mod scores there. Got the same number of 25 pluses, they've got more 20s and more 15s. They've got Afra, they've only got Zori at gear 12. They've got Jar Jar, where I don't. And mod-wise, I'd say all of those make a bit of sense why they would be fast. So this is the plan that I put down earlier, but there might be a change or two. I've got to do my fleet run, not my fleet run, my raid run later. I did Pemmons last night and I thought I can't be bothered doing Crimson as well. Alright, so 18-14 final score for Killam. If we win today, we've got to get the first 1800 of the season. And yeah, by the looks of it, no drops. So we've got to be efficient. Alright. Gauntlet thrown down. Drag this over here so I can type them. We've got Iden. That was not there before. We've got Lord Vader. That wasn't there before. We've got Gungans. They were before. And Qui-Gon was, so 2 changes. South Wall. Great Mothers. They went in the plan. Jabba was, Rey was, Queen Amidala was, so no Raver. Okay. So they were a bit inefficient. So if I can actually maintain my efficiency, we might stand a chance. Now, my thoughts are... Actually, my thought is let's resize this so it's better on the screen. There we go. I've just slotted JML in for Lord Vader this time. I'm like, I would like Bo-Katan to stay with the Gungans. Iden... that's a bit of a funky one. Iden... Was there any specific Kron there? Wampa should still be able to do that, surely. There wasn't too much in that. Damage immunity could be annoying, but... I wouldn't have thought it would stop Wampa, it'd just slow it down a little bit. So, Great Mother's is Malgus. I'm assuming they've got Zalbar army. Either that or they're really old school. Yeah, Zalbar army. Okay. Bit awkward they haven't got Carth Zeta though. That'd be funny, but if you're going to do like an old Republic team, I feel like Carth Zeta does make a bit of sense. It's part of the reason I haven't invested in that team. I'm like, you've got to put a bit in to get a bit out, you know. So... I don't really know what that's capable of, to be honest. I don't want to just overshoot it for the sake of overshooting it, but I don't really know. U6, thanks for the follow. Hello there. Okay, I haven't got Tuskens on this account, but I'll keep that in mind because there's probably something I can use. I mean, I've got 2 GLs just chilling right now, so honestly, I feel like we can just move on for now because Slacker and C are very flexible. So yeah. Ooh. Get this in the right spot. There we go. Actually, let's start this up. I just noticed I've only got 2 armies here. You know me, I do try to be a bit of a completionist with Omicron, so, you know, at least where I can, I do try and put as many on as possible, so I'm surprised I never finished off Malgus. Alright, you can have that one. This isn't the full-on FU team I saw earlier, but Merrin could be awkward. Alright, we did land it. I was umming there because I thought last few times I've tried that leap, it doesn't always land nicely. That'll do for a min. I mean, shot's still over there on Merrin, so sorry, on Morgan. So it never feels like you land damage on Great Mothers, though. Maybe it just takes a while to get them down. I am impatient. Alright, here comes the cleanse. You know what? I'm going to save the leap a minute. Let Merrin do that. Alright, doubt over there, that's okay. Duck 'em. This is kind of irritating how much they're healing up. It's where I don't know what I'm doing wrong. The debuffs? Okay. All I know is Marin's making this very awkward. I'm just hoping Malgus can tank this, because the other day he did die. Yeah, he's on 1 HP. Oh yeah, of course. He's losing at max HP. We're running out of time badly here. Alright, we got rid of Marin. Right, full auto. It might not be efficient, but I feel like how little time I've got left, I need to just try and get it done. Yeah, Marin was causing more issues than I realised. If anything, I didn't realise she was passively healing so much. Okay. 16 seconds on the clock. Main thing, we got through it. Alright, well... Oh, you know what? I've just realised I could have done Imperial Troopers. I'm a bit amazed you didn't shout out about that, Aranya. Alright, well... We'll do this. We'll go without Piet and see if we can cope, just in case Troopers can do something else. No, I'm just saying, if I'm surprised that in the sense if you had been here, I think you would have, wouldn't you? That one could be helpful with Royal Guard. Okay. I wouldn't have thought that. I'd have just gone for the crush. Is it because the clans? Yeah, definitely seems like the hard way. I'm glad to put that tank revive on. Yeah, I can see where you come from. Alright, we'll pop that. Won't mind, but he's being a annoying so that even though he's fractured, he's still keeping that pegging taunt. Okay. I'm not even sure I need to say anything at this point. Lord Failure. Be right back, folks. Okay, so we're probably not winning this round. I think we just throw Slacker at this, to be honest. The touch overkill, but might as well make sure we get the win. And I don't know, then we can do... Well, I'm just going to hope that there's nothing big at the back, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I was tempted to bring Piet along. I was like, well, if I need imps, then I'm kind of stuffed, aren't I? Well, not I say need, but if I'd benefit from imps. I do need to remember that counter as well for the Great Mothers. That didn't help me. Alright, not everyone's taken a turn, thankfully. I'm guessing it's Stormtrooper who hasn't. Right, we lose hooks. Or not. Okay. Oh. See, let's try and play the little mini game with Ray and she's not cooperating. I mean, it's bad banners again, but at this point, I'll just take games through it. Okay. Uthus. I wonder if in the time since this is all, like, they've created a faction, I wonder if at any point they have actually thought to themselves, you know what? We need a better name for him. Also, I don't know why my PC's got this habit of deciding to open up my iCloud thing on the screen. Like, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. It's like, oh yeah, let me just put my personal details on the screen for you. Alright, we're going to stun Ezra. Just send that to Ray just to see if we can chip away at her a touch. Probably would have been better going to Ben now I think about it, but what's done is done. I don't want to waste an ability on Ray, so I'm just going to basic Ben. Right, he's damaging me in. I really need Crew to take a turn, but I don't think he will. At least not in the time I've got left. Actually, might get a turn before Ray. Oh, even then he's... It's alright, I thought I've got the stun available, but obviously I used it on Ezra. But yeah, this is going to hit hard. And she's been holding it for a while at this point. Alright, Ray. I'd say do your worst, but please don't. Okay, we got through that. I'm so glad I remembered then to target my basic correctly. Oh, hang on, of course she's too healthy. Doit. Oh, that's got to be enough to start something. Okay, that is not good. Lost our damage dealers. Yeah, I think it'd be safe to say we're not winning this round. Like, one loss we could maybe absorb if we were efficient, but 2 losses, that's like... Nope. We'll persist a bit, though. Trying to think what might be good to take down a Ray. Geos, maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's just how these rounds go. I mean, arguably I could have been better with Love Vader, but I feel like that was just unfortunate at the end though. Might have been a touch Billy using that ability down, but I'm like, go on, let's just push a bit. Ability block's good. Probably she is going to ult. And she could wipe out a couple of mine here. She got Hoggle. Yeah. Safe to say she can be annoying. Maybe Mon Mothma? Alright, bring in the summon. Okay, now we gotta let her in. Oh. Okay, not good. Taking the bleeding obvious. Yeah, go on, let's just take out Quad May. While I'm here. Alright, Sat took a few hits there. Alright, that down. Apologies for the outbreak on Twitch. I didn't realise it was going until pretty much just now. Normally I'd be a bit more considerate and not go straight into a battle. Yeah. I've not actually seen Mason here before. Right, well, I'm calling it. I mean, I know you could argue just play for giggles kind of thing, but I'm not even... even if I get through there, there's no way I can get 18-14 now. So, you know what, I'm going to call it just to save showing too much on my GA history. But yeah, that's a bummer. Full showing on my part. Alright, yeah, I'm going to wrap up here. Get my words out. A little bit early, but yeah, that wall just kind of wrecked me. Only so much you can do, you know what I mean? No worries, Aranya. I'll be back tomorrow night. Gonna say we'll do round 2. RSG's on, so we can pop on, say hello that. Just before I go, actually, quick thank yous. Always like to get them in. Kit with the resub. Appreciate it as always, Kit. Womp Rat with the raid. Then we've had follows from Bane, Darth Aaron, and U6. Alright. Let's get to RSG. And yeah, raid launched. Alright, folks. Hopefully see you tomorrow night. Yep, bye for now.